Okay, so hi, my name is Enrique, and today I'm going to be talking about single stories. Okay, so first of all, consequences about single stories. So single stories are those that make you see only the perspectives on something just by what someone told you about. Blocks any idea or thought you can have from it by like what you already know or by I already know who you are, you know. Single stories are what prevents us from connecting as humans and classify us as what somebody else told me, you know. What could have been different if Adichie had not stepped up? So the fact that someone comes and tries to tell you that you are wrong at being you and what you are is really delicate, you know, because he not only wasn't Nigerian, wasn't even African, haven't been just by what he have heard, telling Adichie your story is not 100% African. Well, she is the one from Nigeria. Well, like it's just not right. What's a synonym for Mexicans, and how we can relate a single story with Mexicans? So, Mexicans are commonly related to the single story that politics and pure periodism make other people believe that we are just a bunch of people with the sole purpose of wanting to cross the U.S. border to have a good life and to live the American dream and became famous and things like that. And that's just not true, you know. We have lives here in Mexico, and we don't need to go there. And sometimes people go there, but that's another story, you know. Okay, so what did Guadalajara had that surprised Adichie, and the dangers of single story about Mexicans. So I think that how immersed she was in the single story she had created by herself and the media about how Mexicans are only thinking in crossing to the U.S. and that's not what we are, you know. Working, living, and overall just living our lives without even considering going to the US because we have our lives here and we don't need to go to the US to have a good life. We can have a good life here in Mexico, and that's good, you know. Um, well, one single story that I believe it's like it's not really a coincidence that single stories go from countries to such a small scale, just like the interpersonal relationships. I've seen people that from the outside we might consider best friends, and they went from best friends to not a single word for them in a matter of days. That actually happened to friends I have in common with my brother that went from being really close to me to don't even look at me, you know. One single story. Did I have a single story in like a cultural expression of that culture, like TV series? Well, there's a single story that even makes us dream and idealize something that might not be as perfect as it sounds. Places that might be evil and not the last beacon as some songs make us think of them, such as New York and the song of Empire State of Mind. And has there been any time? I no. Has there been any time that I have related to a single story? Well, thankfully, I haven't been involved, or I'm not aware of it. At least, like you know, I think I have. And balance of stories and how it helps me. Well, balance of stories means to try and find out the actual truth by evaluating both sides of the story. It's something that got lost way behind in time, and we can no longer use publicly. At least balancing the stories means we should not judge only by what we are told, but we have to go onwards and find ourselves involved in a certain way to just be able to understand someone else's perspective. So that's what's all. That was all. Thanks for watching and